Madison, you had twice in that fourth quarter moments where you made a layup, got a turnover, hit a three. Just when you hear this crowd erupt for moments like that, just how cool are those types of plays?
It's definitely like motivational. It's like this was a sold out game, so it was exciting to see like the fans cheer us on. Even though we should have like been better, they were still supporting us, and that was the great thing about the fans tonight.
Madison, Clemson came out in that press defense. Just how tough was it to go up against that, especially in the first half, and how were you guys able to adjust to that throughout the game?
You know, they were trapping as soon as we got the ball in. That was probably one of the we haven't really seen that yet. Usually they'll just slow down the ball, but they came out really, really aggressive, and so we just brought one of our guards down that were in the back, make them help us out, and that's what turned the game around for us, is just moving the ball side to side and just getting it across court.
They didn't score a field goal after the media in the fourth. They're actually a little bit before that. Was that with you guys locking down on defense, or?
They didn't score in the fourth quarter?
They didn't score from the media onward, like the last
6 minutes.
Last 6 minutes, they didn't score a field goal.
Well, I guess we had a pretty good defense then, because I mean they did a really good job being aggressive in the first quarter though, for sure. But we came out and dug deep, and so you know Mimi's getting rebounds, we're scoring, getting steals, so that's what motivated us to get a win from this before we go home.
Maybe you had 16 points, I think 9 in the first quarter. Just what was working well for you today?
I would say my shot, because they left the middle, because when we were doing film, we saw how the middle was wide open, so we wanted to run X, and the middle was wide open, and just me having my shooting abilities, I was just able to knock down shots in the middle.
Maybe I think this is now your fourth start in a row. Just how do you think you're kind of settling into that starting role?
I'm used to it, but I mean, I'm used to it in a sense because with being at my other schools, I came off the bench and I did start, so I know both ways. I know how to come off the bench. I know the momentum that it takes. I know what it takes to get in and see what's going on. But I also know how to start a game as well. So I've been on both sides. So it's like just me being a vet, it was pretty easy to me.
For either one of you, you guys obviously playing without Diamond and Jada, just what's the mentality of the whole team kind of like when you have a couple players out, that mentality of, needing to step up, kind of next player up, I guess?
I feel like, Mimi and Sanaya stepped up into that role. Sanaya was coming off the bench for Diamond, and then, Mimi was coming off the bench for JB. I think the Georgia game, they really stepped up. When JB was out, Mimi really stepped up in that game, and so when Diamond, unfortunately came out, Sanaya stepped up into that role. And I think that, the more playing time and like experience they get on the floor, I think that's really going to help us in the long run for sure.
But it also goes to show how many weapons we have as a whole team. I mean, JV and Diamond, you obviously know that they're monsters within themselves, but it's like also the whole team is that. So I feel like it was easy for us to pick up that slack because everybody on this team is so versatile and they bring something that's very special to this team.
You guys anticipate seeing more pressure as the year progresses, like what Clemson did today?
Yeah. Especially when they look at the film.
The first quarter, they're going to be like, well, we're going to press them all night. Well, I just feel like once we get that down and just learn how to, see that type of play, being aggressive and stuff, I feel like we'll be fine. We just got to make sure we're staying in the game and being focused, that's all.
And then knowing that with an 11-day break before this thing gets really hot and heavy.
Yeah.
Is this kind of, I guess this break come at a good time then, because now you guys can sort of see, okay, this is what we got to do when we face pressure and such.
Yeah. And sort of
use this time off to really recharge, I guess.
Yeah, for sure, because I need it. I'm tired. Coach Moore's being very generous, for sure.
It's also the mid-season break is always the best, especially for you getting the ACC play in March Madness.
How do y'all approach that? Do y'all go a while without practicing? How do y'all approach that?
We don't go like days where we're just like sitting on our butts not doing something, but it's like we might take a day, we might take 2, maybe 3 days off, but those other days like we're doing something. We might keep our conditioning up by might going on a run or might do lifting some weights. Felipe does a great job of sending our weightlifting sheets so we can just stay conditioned so when it comes in practice we don't miss a beat.
Madison, you had 12 of your team's final 21 points, so like in addition to having a career night, how does it feel to have the bulk of those points kind of come in, near
was just, you know, my teammates really helped me with that. I feel like they just seen a lot of help from the weak side, and so, you know, Sanaya got me the ball from that whole weak side, passing from baseline to baseline. You know, getting steals in transition. I feel like, you know, I'm just trying to set the tone for my team, whether it's getting steals, even if I'm not scoring or having a bad night, you know, I'm always contributing in different ways. So.
Anything else for the players?